Hey everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode on the Twicefold channel, and welcome back to a brand new episode um on the Advent calendar. And in today's episode, we're gonna be focusing more on the map part of it. Now, normally I don't really like episode 4, so I don't know why, but I feel like this one's gonna be a lot more fun as we actually do some stuff. And starting off, we're going to be doing in this episode is implementing a menu system. So we sort of have a intermission for 15 seconds, a time for players to go out and get presents for like 15 seconds or whatever, and then like a time for the zombies to come and hunt for like 60 seconds. All right. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, we haven't really focused on setting up dynamic boundary systems for the present. So this present boundary thing right here, that's I was messing with it in the start of the episode. We are gonna be just using this guy as the actual game map for now. So I'm just gonna set it to parsley green and grab some grass, which looks absolutely horrible, but we can go into material service, and I think if we click that, there we go. To match new materials. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Anyways, yeah, so here is our little map, and let's see, we're gonna just grab the Y point. Actually, hang on, we don't have to do that. We can duplicate our presence from server storage, paste it here, see what the Y point is, which is 3.05. So let's just copy that, go into server service, main, and set our Y point to set 3.05. And so now what we're going to have to do is we are going to have to this area right here. We're going to call this game map, and we're going to call this lobby map, such as like that. So I'm going to place the spawn point right at the middle. Set the transparency off, all that stuff, and I think we can delete base plate. We'll put the dummy right here, like over there. Put the zombie like somewhere over here. Now, I do think that the zombie will try to kill himself if we were to hit play. Let me just test that theory. Oh, oh, I forgot to turn on. Okay, my bad. Remember to turn on collision and turn off collision for the spawn. It kill himself, but not by choice. And yep, see, he's gonna try to pathfind over to me, and he will die. And their presents are still spawning, and I think we can click them. Never mind, we can't. Presents are still spawning and stuff, but actually, yeah, we can click. Can't, sorry. And I also kind of want to remove these red particles right here because we don't really need them. Those there, they're sort of obtrusive. So let's do a quick particle remover by deleting this. Actually, let's just comment it out just in case we want to test to see if it's working. But don't comment out this. This is important. Yeah. Okay, so now that we got this, let's move our zombie into replicated. Actually, server storage makes more sense, and we're gonna call him Monster. No, Monst. Boom. Cool. Right. So what we're gonna do is we are actually going to run this guy. We're gonna turn this guy into a do while loop or a repeat until loop. If you guys have heard of those before. So all that does is it repeats until a second, my bad. We can keep this as a while loop. Okay, so but what we need to do is we just need to do function, I mean while true, we're gonna create another while true, and this is gonna be our main game loop. So main game loop. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna set this to while not game over. Sorry, while not game over. Game over we will define as a value all the way up here. And we're just gonna set local game over to true. Well, actually, false. The game isn't running. Yeah. So no presents are gonna spawn, which is alright. So let's just save this instead of our clipboard for now. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna create a basic hints. Hints are just let me just show you what hints are. We can set a text to the hint like hello world. We're just gonna break because we don't want a loop to just go until infinity and crash all our games. So yeah, hints are just this little guy, piece of text at the top. I personally like to use hints first because it's a little precursor because I want to dedicate an entire episode on our advent calendar to GUI. So let's just leave our hint as a just gotta repaste this dot shoot. Sorry. Useful feature if you're to press Windows V, there's something if you're on Windows, there's something called clipboard history. Remember to turn that on because sometimes you can make dumb mistakes like I just did, and you might lose your while loop inside of your clipboard. So yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do intermission. So we can I'm just gonna this for I in range. Sorry, this isn't Python, my bad. For I in one. Wait, sorry, for I equals 1 to 15 do. So for 15 seconds, we're just gonna have hint dot text is equal to intermission for let's say 15 minus I. Beautiful. Task dot wait 1. So now all this is gonna do is just create a timer for 15 seconds and yeah. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna teleport all of our players into the game. So let's see, what would be a just grab a part, put it over here, and we're gonna call this part, move it a little bit high since it's gonna be like that. Since our player's position will be set to the part. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna call this teleport part. Let's just call it T part. Makes sense. Um, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do for IV in pairs. Every time I was coding in Python, I kept on doing for IV in pairs, even though I'm at for I in range. So we're just gonna get the service players and get players do, and we're just gonna set their character. We're just gonna, yeah, that seems not good. This is good enough, but we're just gonna set this to workspace dot t part dot c frame, and now we got a game loop, but they just get teleported and then good. They just get teleported and sent back, which isn't really that ideal anyways. And so what we're just gonna have to do is we're gonna give them a 5 seconds grace period. Zombies arrive in, and yeah, that seems pretty good. We'll have just do 5. Let's do 10 seconds grace period. And then we're gonna do this one last time. So 20. Do kill the zombies. Round ends in. See, let's do 1 minute. All right, cool. So we got a little intermission, and just gotta wait 15 seconds. Not that bad. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Oh, did I not set the or did I not set the can collide to that one? That's why the zombie died so early. Yeah, I forgot to. Anyways, let's just do like 2 seconds. That's not correct. Oh, I set the game to 2 seconds. So actually, let's try to move this dummy off the map. Okay, so yeah, this seems like a pretty good thing. And once we wait, it's gonna need to make it kill all of us. I'll just do this, but instead of this, we're just gonna do v load character. Boom. It's practically just equivalent to killing. All right, so all we're gonna do is we're just gonna do a something that I call task spawn. What this does is essentially think of this as creating code in a separate script. Usually it reads code top to bottom, right? So if we create a while true loop, it's just gonna stay in that true loop until there's eventually a break. We want this code to run coexistent with the code in here, which is why we're gonna use a task spawn, and we're gonna put in our while loop in there. So we're just gonna set game over to true, and over here we're just gonna set game over to false. And now all I think that we need to do is set a couple of zombie spawn points. So let's just keep on doing this. So we're just gonna, yep, that's perfect. Then we're gonna call these zombie spawns, which this will spawn in like this, all zombies. All we need to do now is, I wanted this episode to be a shorter one so I could focus on other stuff, but turns out and this is probably gonna be one of my longer episodes. Probably the longest, because I think we're approaching, yeah, we're on 13 minutes. We're about to approach, it's gonna take 20 minutes. All right, that's something for me to worry about, not for you guys. So we're just gonna spawn another function over here, and all this does is, oh, that's not correct. Um, all we need to do is while not game over, pretty much the same thing with this. So let's just copy and paste. You're a good programmer when you know when to copy and paste. Except we're going to delete that entire if statement, and then we're just going to do, um, oh yeah, this is going to technically do until, so we're just going to add a task dot wait. Let's do 2 seconds. 5 seems good. Let's do 3.5. We also, I'm just gonna spawn, go ahead, spawn a extra present along with these presents. And also, remember at the end to delete all the presents since, so we're just have to go to workspace dot presents, clear all children, so that we don't have all those presents from last round still creeping into this round. So back to this. So sorry, I'm going all over the place. While not game overdue, all we want to do is grab a random Z spawn for random zombie spawn. It is going to be to workspace dot zombie spawns. See if autopilot. Okay, there we go. Now this guy knows what I'm thinking. All right, so this is pretty much what I wanted, but we're just gonna need to um actually let's just do a 5 second spawn for the zombies. So a zombie spawns every 5 seconds, and new zombie.parent equals workspace, new zombie.primary parties equals random z spawn.cframe plus vector3 dot new 0 comma 5 comma 0, so that because these spawns are technically on the ground, so we don't want them spawning on the ground and maybe just falling. So we're just gonna give them a little bit of leverage up. So let's see. Actually, we're gonna create a new folder and call it monsters, and set the new zombie.parent to workspace.monsters. And let's play and see how this goes. This usually takes the longest part. I just got a little dummy over here to push off the map. Let's see if I can push him off the map. Eh, come on. You got this. Two. I can't push him off the map. Oh. Alright, so presents are going to be raining. Yep, we got presents raining all over the map. And okay, yeah, we pretty much just, yeah, every single second a present's going to be spawning to make sure that every player has, like, enough time. Right, so if you don't got a single zombie spawning, that's okay. Okay, so found out what the bug is, and it is me being an absolute idiot. As you can see right here, whenever you're testing by using print statements, it helps out a ton. So what I did at the start is I set game over to false, meaning the game is still running. So at the start, game over should be true, and then here the game is running, so game over should be false, and over here it should be true. So let's just do this. I made the intermission go really, really quickly and skip the zombies arriving in part. Never mind. 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look at that. We got a zombie and a second one. Let's whack him with our stick and kill him. Third one over here. By the way, these errors are just they're so darling. We got quite a bit of zombies spawning. Okay, the good part, these zombies don't actually kill you. But we gotta also fix the bug where the zombies sort of just get stuck, and this guy's just stuck forever because his code is trying to get him to walk around the stupid present, but he can't. So now we have a graveyard of zombies that can't move, except for those zombies back there. Another zombie. Ooh, that one spawned right on me. 5, 3, 2, 1, 0. The zombies are still in the game. Why is that? Did I forget to clear children on the monsters? Yeah, I forgot to clear children on the monsters. Workspace not monsters, clear all children. And we'll do one final thing. We will make it so that the zombies we will first wrap, where is it? Wrap these guys in a task coroutine dot wrap, and same thing over here, because that is something that I found happening. Yeah, see, now that works. Um, this guy isn't working. Yup, there we go. And okay, so what I think would be a pretty cool way to get rid of this situation right here. Well, what we have to do to get rid of the situation right here is going on over to Window. You probably can't see this, but you have to go to Window, 3D, and Collision Groups. And we're going to create a new group. We're going to call it Present. And we're going to create another group, and we're going to call it Zombie. So, what we're going to do is we are going to go over to our, not AI, our main function right here. By the way, if you didn't notice, you just have to add these little parentheses on the end, and so the bug will be fixed. And we're just going to go over to present, and right over here, we're just going to set the present dot collision group to present, and then the not in the AI. We're gonna go over to the Zombo where we spawn that guy. Where's he spawn? Right here. And we're just gonna do for IV in pairs. Zombie get children. Sorry, not zombie, new zombie. Get children. We got parentheses so get children. Sorry, my mind is all over the place today. I am not concentrating, not locking in. If V is a base part, then V dot collision group is equal to zombie. Then we're just gonna go over to here and uncheck present. So that means they can phase through the presence. So if we have a little zombie guy over here, I can get him to walk through the present. Seriously, none of them are gonna walk on the present. Okay, there we go. And yeah, see, look at that. And one more thing, we should probably make zombies not do that, where they sort of just clump up on each other. I think those guys are, there you go. They unstuck themselves. They can unstuck themselves, but we still don't want that happening. So let's just get rid of that from happening. And now another zombie clashes on. We can't face through the presence, sadly. By the way, it is in their instinct to go around the presence, but let's see. Let's try to get one of them to clash onto each other. Let's see. Boom, clash. They just sort of avoid each other, and they're just gonna try to all clump up on me so that I can't go anywhere because they actually can't really kill yet because we didn't add that. But yeah. Let's see. All I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna set this guy to 1 and then set this to task dot wait 1 so that now we have a little present system going on. And yeah, this video has taken way too long to make, more time than I wanted to. This was supposed to be my shortest video because I need to study high school life. Anyways, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like, maybe subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you all in the next video. I'm gonna leave, but goodbye.